Hey everyone, have I here bring a video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be closing out 2022 with the top 5 best and least favorite things that happened this year. And in this video, we're going to be focusing on the top 5 best in 2022. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. And a lot of great things happened in 2022. But I wanted to make it kind of more of a general aspect, not make it a kind of a microcosm, and I could have just picked every little good thing. I could have made like a top 25 list, right? But generally speaking, my top 5 best things that happened in 2022, starting in number 5, is how they handled extreme class units. They did a great job this year because extreme class units generally take a back seat to super class units, and that's been the case from like the beginning of the game. And the amount of really strong and really good units that came out in 2022 that are villains was fantastic. Really starting with, I would start with the JP side of things with Ginyu, right? Ginyu was amazing. When he came out, everyone was like, wow, this is a crazy TUR. This is a crazy Dokkan Festival exclusive unit that can create its internal team, the Ginyu Force team, and do so many of the hard content, red zone, stuff like that. It was pretty fantastic. And then they followed that up with Worldwide Celebration and blew the socks off of everyone with the Strength Cooler, and then came back with a nice additional unit with Metal Cooler as well. But then the EZA to Strength Dokkan Festival exclusive cooler, great job in that celebration, highlighting extreme units, primarily cooler. And of course they finished it off with a great LR Murzumasu along with the EZA to LR Rosemasu. I would have put Golden Frieza on the as a picture here, but they didn't provide that for global. So Golden Frieza is an amazing unit and fits very well to to the cooler team if and whenever it comes out for global. So how they handle that was actually one of my honorable mention, least favorite things. If you go check out that video, you'll see that as well. So coming in number 5 is how they handle extreme units in 2022. I think they did a extremely good job. So coming in number 4 is the Ultimate Red Zone, and not primarily Ultimate Red Zone, but just how they're handling harder content. This was just necessary after, I would say, what was like 3 years of generally the same stuff over and over again. Super Battle Roads, finally getting another Fighting Legend event out, stuff like that. The introduction to Ultimate Red Zone was a very much needed thing. Now, how they handle this from here on out is going to be, the judgment of how they, make this mode like the best mode for endgame content. And right now it is. Now it's focusing on villains, it's focusing on extreme enemies and things of that nature. And maybe they start highlighting more superclass enemies for Fighting Legend, but the Ultimate Red Zone is a really great thing that they've developed in 2022. And I kind of include Cell Max into this. Cell Max is like a sole separate thing, but for me it acts like a Red Zone stage, and they really should have just put that in the Red Zone stage. In addition to, they might still do it in this current celebration. We don't know yet when I record this video here. Cell Max could be a final stage in the Ultimate Red Zone for Red Ribbon Army, right? So, but I think endgame content should look like this. Got to be more defensive. Got to have an overall great team. No holes in the team to complete these final stages, as it is the top tier of endgame. So coming in number 4 for me is the Ultimate Red Zone and how they're handling endgame content. So moving on to number 3. Number 3, again, I generalized this, right? I could have nitpicked a bunch of stuff that happened in the version Z update. And for some reason, I only found like the version 5.3 update stuff. 5.2 was incredible as well for global, because global ended up getting, auto mode and the 10 decks, team decks, and all that stuff. And I could have just did like the top 5 things that happened in the version Z and could have made a whole video on that. But some of this stuff was really good, especially like in 5.3. The EZA thing, that I love that. That could be like my top thing for 5 best things that happened in 2022, because that one click Easy A unit is perfection. They just made that great. So I'm glad that they did that. Of course, putting a search in categories, having the 10 deck teams, times 5 or how many we can even run now. We can run a lot of teams now, right? So I think that what they did in version Z, I've heard that this was it, right? The rest, they were done with the update of version Z, and they're going to maybe call the future update something else. But all in all, it was fantastic, and is definitely one of the best things that happened in 2022. So moving on to the number 2 spot. The number 2 spot's very interesting because we've had this before, but we've never had as much, and that's worldwide celebrations. And in 2022, we've had the most worldwide celebrations ever. All right, we've never had the game come together as much as we had in 2022. And I think that's a good thing. We're still waiting for possible opportunity of the game to merge total or have different celebrations, but then celebrate at the same time. For example, we can celebrate this the 8-year anniversary for JP and then the 8.5 anniversary for Global, right? And it still celebrates the anniversaries, but we can have 2 different campaigns and then bring everything else together. Okay. Or keep it semi-separate. It would confuse a lot of people, but still, I think how they're doing it might be a step closer because we never had this many, worldwide campaigns come together. It started with Same Day, right? And generally, we would have Same Day together. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. And Same Day, we end up getting, I think that was Majin Vegeta, right? So in Majin Vegeta, Dokkan Festival Majin Vegeta was Same Day. Generally speaking, Golden Week we never celebrate together, but we ended up actually having a Golden Week / Goku Day all coming together there. Golden Week we ended up getting the Cell and Goku, right? The Dokkan Festival exclusive 200% transformation Cell and Goku for Golden Week, or Exchange Gohan, and then the LR LR Yellow Coin LR Goku and Super Saiyan Goku and Gohan was provided like mid-May, and that was in a sense the same celebration there. So that's like 3 there. And generally we would normally have like 3 worldwide celebrations, 3 maybe 4. Of course, the worldwide celebration we always come together on. Super Dragon Ball Heroes we've never always, but in recent times we've come together on. And then the brand new one that made it, of course, the most amount of worldwide campaign celebrations together is the superhero celebration that's currently happening right now in December. And that's a good thing. I think the hype is strong. I think there's less of a hype for the anniversary for Global because we know what's coming. Really, I think waiting for the 8-year anniversary and finding out what's happening in the 8-year anniversary is a detriment to Global players. Generally for spending, it's actually a good thing for Global players for the player base. But if you're talking about business sense, right, the hype kind of is already tarnished and goes away by the time we start summoning for these units, because now we then know what's coming up in the future, and then we just say, oh, let's just wait for the worldwide celebration because those units are going to be incredible. So I think for Bandai and Akatsuki to bring the game together is a smart thing to do. I don't know if they'll do it in 8 years, probably not. But again, we've never had so many worldwide campaigns ever, and that happened in 2022. In 2023, will it be more of that? And will there be a time where we actually come together? So coming in at number 2 is the worldwide campaigns for 2022. And coming in at number 1, it's a no-brainer for me, and I think it's a no-brainer for lots of individuals as the best thing that happened in 2022, and that's the meta break. Finally, we break 170%, well, actually 177% technically, right? So we've been at 170% leads for like 3 years, for the longest time. When categories came out, we had the 130, we had the 150, staying at the 170 to 177 with the LR Freeku. But now with the 200% break, we had a ton of them this year, right? We had a ton of them starting in the 7-year anniversary and throughout. We had 170% plus 30% boost, and then we also had the Carnival featured LRs that is straight up 200%. So we know that this is going to be around for quite some time. And that's the best thing that happened in 2022, but it also could be a worse thing in the future, how long they're going to keep the 200% around. Because if they're going to try to get 200% type of teams together and categories together, we might be at 200% for like another 3 years. And I hope not, right? Hope it's not like, anniversary, 12th year anniversary, you finally break the 200% barrier. Maybe they do something different, right? Maybe it could be 150% and a 60% or additional 55% or something like that. That just makes it a little bit different than what we are going to be used to for at least 2023, right? 200% and 170 and 30. So, but yeah, absolutely the number one thing that happened in 2022, the meta break finally did happen. And again, overall, it's a good thing. In the future, let's not just stick to 200%. Let's make a little bit of variations to it and continue to make it fun. I do also like that they're adding different categories to make 200%, so it could be a triple double, meaning like 3 categories at 170% and 2 categories at 30%. That makes it a lot more flexible than just 2 categories at 170 and 1 category at 30. So that's also a very nice thing that we saw in 2022 as well. So rounding out the top, or summarizing the top 5, number 5 best thing is how they handled extreme class units this year. Number 4 is endgame content like Red Zone, things of that nature. Version Z was great. Top thing that happened in 2022. Merging the games together the most out of this year versus any other given year. And then finally, the meta break for the 200% leads. So let me know what your top 5 is. You agree, disagree, rearrange, things of that nature. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. See you in 2023. Thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning. We'll catch you next time. Later.